Hi everyone and welcome to day 4 of our look through the Age of Empires 4 civilizations. Today we're taking a look at the Mongols. And I do have potentially a few bits of leaked information for the Mongols that I will scatter in throughout the video, so keep your ears peeled for that. So first let's head on over to the official website. The Mongols are an agile civilization, excellent in hit and run military strategies and capable of expanding armies rapidly. The Mongol civilization in Age of Empires 4 are extremely capable in hit and run strategies thanks to their exceptional mobility and nomadic structure, originating in the Great Steppes of Central Asia. You witness the Mongols through the ages spanning from 1000 to 1500 CE as a disciplined civilization recognized for changing history in connecting the east to the west. In Age 4, the Mongols are known for their unique structure and are at their most powerful when playing to their strengths in tight groups. They speak Mongolian, the most widely spoken of the Mongolic languages. And on to playing as the Mongols. The Mongols' civilization is a fearsome force because of their high mobility. One may not meet them in massive throngs, but even in small numbers, their army can outmaneuver enemies with ease. Their aggressive military production capabilities force the opponent to be on the defensive early. The Mongols are a nomadic civilization with the ability to move their base. Combined with early access to cavalry units and speed granted from outposts, the Mongols reign supreme in flanking enemies and retreating quickly before enemies have a chance to catch up. They build up their economy with unique buildings like the stone mining Ovo. The Mongols' need for resources for their army can trigger a dramatic battle for resources as they pursue total domination. Now there's a couple of interesting points linked to the leaks I've seen that they've brought up here. One thing is this early access to cavalry units they mention. From the leak I've seen, they're getting these in the first age, so right from the get-go their opponents will be up against horses. Obviously that's not something we had in Age of Empires 2. The other thing is their comment about the stone mining Ovo and the need for resources. They will rely heavily on stone. Building near stone outcroppings will give you a bonus. Equally, you will be able to use stone to pay for research later in the game. Whether that means that will take over the gold portion is unclear. And then this whole the need for resources and dramatic battles relates potentially to the idea of plunder, that if the Mongols destroy enemy buildings, then they will get bonus resources for doing so. Obviously, I can't say for certain that these leaks are true, but that is certainly what we're leaning towards with the Mongols. Now, moving on to those unique units for the Mongols, at least the ones they're telling us about. First, there is the Khan, who is basically the first of the hero units that we're getting told about. The Khan is a unique horse archer unit. His signal arrow ability supports and strengthens the Mongol army, making him a fearsome foe. And we've seen this in one of the videos, which is probably why they're talking about it. I suspect there will be other units for the other civilizations which have a similar purpose, in that they are the commander of the force and have a special ability to bolster the defenses or attack of their army. And then the second unit that they've released is the Mangudai. The Mangudai are the star of the Mongols' fearsome military, a supreme horse archer that excels in hit and run tactics. Unlike the Huns in Age of Empires 2, who only got the Tarkhan as their special horse unit, I suspect that we're going to see a few horse units that only the Mongols get, including potentially that very early unit in the first age. And then finally we're moving on to the Mongols through the ages. At the dawn of battle in Age 1, the Mongols start off with several unique buildings to grow their nomadic empire. Despite having no access to farms or walls, the Ovo and Gur unique buildings to the Mongols provide crucial advantages in this early age. What we can see is the Ovo is obviously something to do with stone, and the Gur is basically a yurt. However, the Mongols, much like the Hun, aren't going to have houses. They're going to start at maximum population cap. So I'm curious to see exactly what that's going to do to benefit them. Moving on to Age 2, it brings a new era for the growing Mongol civilization. They gain access to pastures, a unique building that replaces farms, the Silver Tree landmark, one of the landmarks available to advance from Age 1, which gives the Mongols a special economic advantage. It acts like a market that builds traders faster and cheaper. So we're seeing these traders coming out very early in Age of Empires 4, and going by the other civilizations as well, I think they're trying to push people to use traders much more than they did in previous games by giving a lot of different advantages and bonuses to that. I think the other interesting thing here is the idea of a pasture, so I assume that means they will be keeping animals, which could obviously be moved around with the city, rather than having normal farms where you plant crops and stay there permanently. On to Age 3, the Mongol civilization is thriving here. The steppe redoubt landmark pushes their economy to new heights, acting as a girth that increases the gold drop-offs and funneling more resources for the rapidly growing military force. I suppose what would be interesting here to know is, are the market traders dropping off gold here, or is there some other form of gold drop-off? Perhaps the military troops drop off gold after they have ransacked an enemy village. And finally onto Age 4, where you have the Khaganate Palace, which is one of the landmarks you build bringing you into Age 4. It establishes the Mongol civilization as a supreme army. This distinct landmark produces Magudai, horsemen, or knights, bringing victory closer for the Mongols in the last coming moments of battle. So I suppose the question is here, are those the 3 cavalry units that the Mongols will get, or is there something else they're just not telling us about yet? I personally feel like there should be more variety of cavalry units for the Mongols, but perhaps that's just not a route they're going to go down. As to be fair, relying completely on cavalry would be a bad thing, as there are plenty of counters to cavalry in the game. So that's all I have for the update on the Mongols. There were a few little leaks in there, and we'll see if those pan out to be true. They certainly looked quite real when I saw the information. However, tomorrow we will be taking a look at the first of the newly announced civilizations, the French, and then finally a look at the Abbasid dynasty. Please comment questions down below. What do you guys think of the Mongols? Do you think they should have more than 3 cavalry units? Or do you think that's a reasonable amount? Could it be that they've just not announced any yet? Either way, please do like, share and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next video.